RoboCop 2, and I was always like, "Hey guys, it's a minute to win it." By the way, and I was always like, "You know what? What is going on?" The Kick is a big messaging app, and it's huge. You know, it's everywhere. Kick, K-I-K. It's like, you know, all these people sexting each other, all these young kids, and they stole the name K-I-K from RoboCop 2. It's like, you know, Frank Miller, get all over it. I know he wrote the book. I wonder, or wrote the screenplay. I wonder if he, you know, put that in there, K-I-K, or it seemed to me that the girl wanted to write K-I-C-K for Kick Me on the back of RoboCop, but she only had like this much room, so it was hard to like fit it in. So, you know, what are you going to do?
Shout out to RoboCop.
Yeah, shout out to RoboCop, you know, making an appearance in WWF at one time too. So if you guys want to treat yourself tonight after this video, you know, Google RoboCop and WWF. But anyway, John, I say that's good enough for a minute to win it. I mean,
I think you definitely won it with that. Our sharing is completed, so we're gonna just open the show and get her going. Hey everybody, it's a comic book look. It's your boy John on Demand, aka So Fresh and So Pink. Tonight, looking sharp in these new threads. And of course, you guys, joined by co-CEO Tom Devine. There can only be one, the Midwest Highlander. We are a comic book look, proudly sponsored by Rainbow Comics in the Sioux Falls area. Come and say howdy at 42nd Minnesota Avenue. If you're in Lincoln, Nebraska, we got you covered there too. 70th and A at the Clock Tower Square area. So it's an awesome, sharp new location. Great Wednesday, 26th of January. We're almost to February, and it feels like it's still like we're just rolling into 2022. So with that, Tom, that was really an all-over introduction. But how are you doing?
Right? Yeah, I'm great. And I always love to shout out to Lincoln, by the way, as well. Yeah. Shout out to my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, Kelsey and Barry, live in Lincoln. Keep on telling them to come on over, hit that store up, boys, girls.
Do it.
Yeah, man. I've been good. It's another good week. It's real cold here in the Midwest, switching back and forth, but, you know, I'm pushing through. How about you, John? How you doing?
You know, just kind of saving the world, and I'm honestly loving this new logo, Tom. So if you guys haven't noticed, the background and our shirts are boasting the new comic book look logo, and we are loving it. I reached out to Tom, and I said, I just want colors. I want lots of colors, and I just want it to be fun and different. So we wanted to spruce it up and give it a shot. So here we are, and we are loving it. So thank you, Tom, first of all. Tom surprised me at work with this T-shirt with our logo. So I'm very excited about that. In the past, we've done runs of T-shirts, and they've done really well. So this one is sharp, and I love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, it was real easy. I went to the same place that like Wednesday Comics and Backlot 605. I bought shirts from them. I think it's called T Public. Just went in there and made this. So like, yeah, we're going to lock down this design to 100%. And then we're going to like share the link so anybody can buy this shirt. I'm going to, you know, get some for some people. It'll be real fun. And I just picked pink because I thought it was fun, a good contrast to this. But you can pick any color. They had all these colors to choose from. You can just do white or just black or whatever. So yeah,
I love it though, man. I think it's fun. So thank you. That was amazing. And so definitely looking forward to seeing what we do with the branding and everything, but it is looking sharp.
Yeah, and I gotta say, before you jump into the next one, this is John's thing, right? John asked me to make a logo. I was like, God, I always put it off. We got to get together. It's like, you got to be here to give me ideas. I just never do it. And then I was like sitting, and I was like, really? Am I that kind of partner to John that I'm just gonna fucking make him just, you know, ask me to do something and me put it off and, you know, figure this out. And then I was like, let's just get it done. So I made it really simple. And this is what we got. So yeah, I hope you guys like it.
We love it. That's my vote. We love it.
Yes.
You're an excellent co-host. You put up with me. So.
Oh yeah, man.
So yeah, holy smokes. I don't even know where to begin. There's so much going on.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that we can begin with, John. It's New Comic Book Day.
It is.
New comic books come out every single Wednesday. There's something that I've been thinking about though, is like, you know, we used to talk about it a lot. And so to me and you, it's just a standard of how we think. And it's been, you know, we've been doing the show going on 11 years. So we vote with our dollars every single Wednesday, and we never talk. Or we may mention it. We vote with our dollars. We don't really talk about what that means. You know what I mean, John? And it's like every single Wednesday, new comic books come out, and me and John in the past have always said, "Oh yeah, you got to vote with your dollars," And so I would love to just recap for people that are maybe watching now that have joined watching the last few years. What does that mean to you, voting with your dollars?
Yeah, so honestly, to me, in some aspects, like a Marvel, DC, and or creator probably wants to know, how is my project doing? Like, how many have sold? I don't know if that information is specifically available or if it's grouped by comic shop sale, purchase orders, that kind of stuff. But the way I see it is, when we approach the new comic wall, or when you're approaching even backstock, you're voting with your dollars in terms of what you're deciphering as quality. What do you want? What's drawing you? What's pulling you in? What was a previous issue that made you go from 4 to 5, issue 4 to 5? So voting with your dollars really is just casting your vote each week of what's hot. What do you want? What can't you live without? Yeah.
Exactly, man. And even I love how you brought up back issues. We talk about new comics here, and we're always looking for new comics. But check John's feed; he's reading old comics all the time, and so am I. I love checking out different and old comics. And you are still voting for your dollars. This is a collecting medium, right? So guess what? When the new Blade movie comes out, and everybody's looking for Blade #1, and guess why? Everybody will start buying it. That will drive that price up, and that's voting with your dollars as well. And so you may be, I've always talked to voting on my dollars, because in the past, when we first started the show, definitely I didn't have a lot of dollars. I was definitely putting my money to the things that I wanted to read and I wanted to see and I wanted to succeed. And that's how comics are done. I mean, if we can get even 20,000 people across the world to just buy the comic every single month, then you can give that creator a really good life.
Yeah.
And so that's what the goal of, a comic book look is. It's not just to talk about, what me and John are buying, but it's just to share the love to the comic book community of what is out there. Here is what we decided to vote on this week. We want to hear what you voted on. I specifically buy things when I hear the people that I trust and the reviewers that I listen to and I agree with. When they recommend something to me, I go and vote with my dollars with that.
Yep.
And go and purchase those books so I can read them and be a part of that conversation as well. So,
what
I'm saying, John? So, yeah, I mean, I know we both voted with our dollars this week, baby.
Yes. Oh, it was an expensive ballot. And it's interesting. I've had a couple of people make mention of our show when they're at the register, like, oh, hey, I'm checking this out because you guys talked about it, and it just makes me so happy. First of all, thank you for everyone that tunes in, and we just appreciate the support. We really just do this to connect with all of you. So, it truly is fun. I completely agree. And backstock, in my opinion, sometimes has maybe more emphasis in that conversation versus new. And then the other thing to consider too, that we've been getting better at, is really connecting with creators, because sometimes it's hard when you're not a Marvel or DC book wanting to get going. And we have seen just some incredible success. Shout out to Comic Book Genie recently for having a very successful Kickstarter with Sweet Cheeks. And that's all right here from South Dakota. And so there's opportunity, regardless of where you live at, to support local people in your area or from your hometown, or you can come to Sioux Falls and support any of our creators. They love it. But it's a telling a story, not just about the book and the characters, but maybe about the creators as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's part of our community, people, and sometimes that gets overlooked, right? We love the flashiness of the books we're looking through, and sometimes we forget about what goes into it. And to go back to that level and talk to these creators, and then build bonds like John has done with different creators, it's really cool, and that builds our entire community. And then talking about Mikey Martinez, it is Comic Book Genie. It's it ebbs and flows, right? Because he got $14,000 on his Kickstarter to make this comic book, this comedy sex vampire book that is going to be hilariously awesome, and we all can't wait for it.
I'm so excited.
And then, I'm a backer. And then he is, if you go and look on there, people are asking, can we see more, or how can we learn more about this, or where, what are we going to show? And he's like, hey, if you want to know anything, I talked about it all on a comic book look. So you just got to find
I love that. Yes.
And then it ebbs the same way, we're excited to have him on, and then he's, telling people to watch our show. And so, yeah, man, it's the community. It's the community. We love it. So
yes.
Yeah.
But yes, so we are voting with our dollars. Tom and I definitely voted this week. Tom, I got new books. I got old back issues to talk about as well that I purchased today. So we got a tough lineup tonight.
Let's do it.
I'll try to be as quick as I can with new books. I got one surprise for sure for you that you're not going to see coming, and I'm really excited about it. So,
all right, I love it. Why don't you crack it open first, then, John?
All right. Well, top of my list here, and top of my pile, I did go ahead and I picked up my Stray Dogs Dog Days issue 2, completing the story arc on this. I did go ahead. I'm a cover diva with these, so I did get both of these, and then I did get Ken his own copy of this one, the Trick or Treat tribute cover. So I just thought it'd be kind of fun. So. Yeah. Looking forward to that Sharp series. I really enjoyed the first one, just the backstories of the other dogs. That's so smart. That's so smart. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like there's such. I'm reading it as well. Grabbed it. I was already able to read through this as well. I'm so the series is. The premise is the best part, right? This idea that we get to be in the side of these dogs' minds as dogs think with their short-term memory, and we find that their master that they love so much is, maybe not running the straight and narrow life. This series, we go back and then we kind of get, a little bit of backstory for each dog. But then in this one, we also get to see a little bit of, how people are coping with the destruction that this master of these dogs caused. And so, yeah, I really enjoyed those parts the most, way more than the backstories. The backstories are good, and some are better than the others, but you're only getting a couple pages, so you don't get, a good meaty chunk like you would if it was each one of those back series was a 4-issue run in itself. We only have these 2 issues. So then when you get that rep, at the end, they really, I don't want to give it completely away, but the way that they handle, like paying tribute to, the victims is, really, really well done. And my favorite part of these 2 issues, and it's a bummer, right? Because it's like, oh, okay, maybe I would have loved to see in 6 issues where those little stories were actually played out and we got to see each one, and then it would have been nice. Then you think it's like, well, actually they should have done one-shots where each series was a full backstory for each dog, and then you got one for each dog. But then, it's like, look, they both got stuff to do. I get it. Tony Fleece is clearly doing other stuff in the back. He has 2 books. Yeah. So he's doing this one and this one. So it's like, and then he can't get away from animals. Clearly, he's still got a bunny and violence. So, everybody who liked Stray Dogs is going to like cross hairs. It seems so dumb, and I can't wait to buy that book.
Yes. Sure. That's awesome. But that was my first pickup.
Okay, that was. I'll grab a book that I'm grabbing that I'm not actually reading, but my daughter's reading, so I'm getting it. Getting Dizzy is the name of this book. It's a boombox book. It is written by Shea Fontana. That's why I ended up picking it up. She came to SuperCon, the Sioux Falls' best comic book convention, and she was so cool. And she was really nice to my daughters, and she did the DC superhero girl stuff, and she's done some My Little Pony stuff. But this is kind of like her little creator-owned thing that she's doing in Boombox. And yeah, I'm totally. I mean, I think she created it. Well, I can find out here, but anyway, totally getting dizzy. So picked it up. Still haven't read the first 2 issues, but I have it. My daughter Gwen has.
Oh, good. Oh, up next, from Marvel Comics, we got Devil's Reign, issue number 3. I did go ahead with the variant edition, and honestly, I can't speak highly enough of this event. I don't read Daredevil normally, so I'm not super familiar with Matt Murdock as a character, but this really has been a joy. So seeing Kingpin in a prominent role really bounces well with certain Disney shows, allegedly. I'm not going to spoil anything. People get familiar, but it's just a timely piece right now with what's going on in the MCU.
People be paying attention. Disney Plus, come on.
But ultimately, I really do speak highly of this event at the Register. I think it's just so cool, and it's well written, and also I just love that deep dive into Elektra as Daredevil. Like, looking back to Daredevil, The Woman Without Fear from last week, fantastic read, loved it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, good. I love it, and I'm a Fantastic Four fan, so it's good to see them getting some good love. Next up, I got Girl Scouts number 3. This is Girl Scouts Stone Ghost. I haven't read this one yet, but the first 2 are great. This is a Jim Mahfood. Does indie comic artist from the 90s, still putting out incredible work. There's no other art like him. Look at these pages. You can't see, they're yellow, but they actually have the blue line so that it looks like they were done on notebooks, paper. Cool. And then that would be like a little story in between these main stories where you get your classic Jim Mahfood art. This is a cool sci-fi violent romp. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. It's really fun.
Very cool. So this was an interesting pick for me, and this was when we talk about voting with dollars, this one almost didn't make the cut. I did have a chance to flip through it and saw a character that I was interested in following, and so I am talking about X Deaths of Wolverine number 1. First of all, sick A cover, loved it.
I'm gonna say that cover is awesome.
Covered in circuitry, like, I'm digging it. But I got to be honest with you, the first X Lives of Wolverine issue, it kind of fell flat for me, so it didn't really do it. And so I was going to drop the whole thing. I'm like, well, this is what it's going to be, pass. But X Deaths of Wolverine has a character that I'm following that I'm kind of curious to see what they do. And so I'm like, all right, fine, we'll give it a whirl. Let's see if it rocks. And I will definitely be on my Instagram posting a review of that once I read it. Instagram and or Twitter, which connects to my Instagram, so might as well do Instagram.
Or both. Yeah. Knock them out, guys, wherever you find your Johnny. Yep. So what character are you following these days?
Moira McTaggart.
Yeah, nice, dude. Our Irish queen, baby. I love that. Yeah.
Just keeping an eye on her, keeping my eye on things.
Exactly. I love that.
She's bearded April O'Neil. Oh, Tom, by the way, there is talk about another Hellfire Gala coming up.
Ooh, I better start. I'll start calling designers now. No. Michael Kors. Who else should we contact? Louis Vuitton, Gucci.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
I legit think I might go get some rhinestones and make something completely gaudy and horrible, and I'm gonna do it.
I can't wait
because Mindy showed us up last time. So
yeah, she did. I need to up my game for sure. Next up I got is Human Target, book 4.
Such a cool cover.
Yeah, such a cool cover. I mean, this is a fun book. Tom King crushing it. The best part about Tom King is he just gets great artists to always work with him. So like no matter what, everything is like cool and fun, and this is just good comic booking that subverts your expectations.
Yeah. All right. Well, up next, I have X-Men issue 7, and I went with the Sync or Cinch. We had this conversation today. Is it Sync? Is it Cinch?
It's got to be Sync.
Sync? Okay. So we're going to go with Sync. Loved it. Love him as a character from Generation X. I have the whole run. Loved him when he first appeared during the Phalanx Covenant and the Uncanny X-Men and all that. Oh, my gosh. So I was really excited to see that. I love that he's on the X-Men team right now. I love that they really make fun of that. Him and Rogue are basically in the same boat of taking other people's powers. I think that's funny. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what issue 7 holds. If it tanks, I might be hopping off, actually, just because I am trying to cut back on my books, and I still can't get over that issue 1 being such a bomb. It wasn't good.
That's you're a good man for staying as far as you have, so you know what I mean?
It's last legs.
Hell yeah, man. All right, I buried the lead, but guys, Saga came out today.
Isn't that crazy?
So hyped. 3 years I've been waiting for this. I felt like I didn't miss a beat. I'm right back in it. We got Elena. This is her new partner, not husband, not maybe boyfriend, kind of just scam artist. They have a new line of work that's real shady that we find out, and that's really fun. But basically, Hazel and then Prince Robots, the fourth son, are brothers and sisters. They're raising them. Marco's gone, and we just jump right back in. And it was exciting. There was a graphic sex scene that was way too graphic for YouTube, so I won't show that. And it was awesome. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. You want this high level relationship, great dialogue, but then it's mixed with the things that you don't normally get with that, which is just, blatant sex and drugs and, the things that make comics fun in this indie space. So yeah, great to have Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples back, man. It feels good. And I would say, if you're not reading this or you read it in the trades, here's the time to jump on single issues. Also, it is a critically renowned series that will continuously be sought after. So you're better off just grabbing a copy and just having it and sell it later or whatever. But yeah, Saga, it's out, baby.
Woo. All right, Tom, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Drop some truth bombs on you. So this is a Tom recommended series. And so when I saw this little cutie on the shelf, I was like, oh, well, I better do this. Any guesses? Any guesses?
I mean, recommended. I can't think of what would it be. No, I guess I'm not sure.
Before I reveal it here, too, we got Aaron sliding in. Saga 55 was awesome.
Yeah.
And good to see you, Aaron, a.k.a. Comic Shop co-pilot.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's see it. Oh, nice. Made in Korea, baby. Yeah.
So I got the trade. Collecting 1 through 6. So, Tom, don't let me down. This is going in the Lazarus pit.
Yeah, I assure you, you will not be let down. It is the best series. I love it so much, man. It was definitely top 3 series from our, whatever we called from last year. Oh, God, I loved it so much.
Heck yeah. So we shall see.
I'm glad you picked that up, dude. That's a super smart move.
Awesome.
All right. I got also Black Hammer Reborn. I already read it as well. I'm right in the thick of it with this one. So it's I can barely get out of the parking lot before wanting to crack this one open. Even though it's not my favorite comic, it is the comic I want to read the most. So it's very close to being my favorite comic. It's such an easy read. It's so good. I was wondering what happened with Colonel Weird. We get this, it's this repetition thing, but I'll just give a quick, brief little 2-page spread. And then we see all these different types of Colonel Weirds. So now things are getting even more weird, and it is awesome playing with time and, trust. And yeah, man, Black Hammer, dude, Jeff Lemire knows how to write these comic books. He's really good. 6 out of 6.
Heck yeah. Oh, let's see here. This is another gamble. If this one tanks, I am off of this series, and it's very rare I say that about this imprint, but I'm talking Power Rangers Universe.
Really?
Which kicked off. So issue 1 came out. So this is actually a side story. So I still love the core stuff.
Oh, gotcha. This is Universe.
This is nothing else. And so issue 1 was just kind of I don't really care about these people. I don't get it, And so I'm going to give it another go. But this is strike 2 and 3 right here because I don't have time for this. if it's going to be like that. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
Totally.
I will post a very brutally honest Instagram. Tom caught one the other day review of mine. So
I love them.
it happens.
Exactly. Hey, we can't love them all. We do love all comics, but we can't love all the stories in them all.
Yeah.
So, some comics were built for the pit.
Yes. That one might be Lazarus Pit material.
Well, depending on how bad this next one is, huh? All right. I'm got Ice Cream Man. Look at this crazy cover here. All text.
Isn't that crazy?
It's the E page out of the dictionary with a little spin with the Ice Cream Man flavor. It's all this book is about a guy who is an etymologist, but he is not an etymologist that studies bugs. He's an etymologist that studies words. EYT instead of ETA or however the back and forth goes. I messed that up. But and so then we get this guy who's on this like mystical trip and everybody's telling him to turn back. He gets to this bit kind of this trippy place, and then he gets straight Ice Cream Man. And this book is, this horror anthology. Each one is a one and done, but has a very crazy theme to it in this disturbing way. So yeah, it's one of my favorite series out there for sure. I'm so stoked when so I already read this one 6 out of 6 as well. And
it's a good night for you. Holy smokes.
It was. And that's all I got, John. So now it's all you, man.
Oh no. Okay. Let's see what I got here. Oh dear.
Can't wait to see this.
So next up, Death of Doctor Strange #5. Went with that A cover. I love that mystical, magic, universal awesomeness.
Yeah, cool too.
Marauders Annual. Wanted to just kind of check in, see what was going on there.
Yeah, haven't you been liking Marauders, or did it? Yeah, you've been liking that.
Yeah, that one's been fun. I think that I might have missed like the last issue or two because I've really started to scale back, but I'm like, it's gonna end shortly anyways. So,
yep.
Thor issue 21. So this was a 1 per customer today. Really just getting into Mjolnir and misbehavior of a sentient hammer and what that all means. So very interested to see what that looks like.
Oh man, it's a hot book though. A lot of people are wanting it, huh?
Yep.
That's cool.
And then Devil's Reign, the tie-ins have actually been really good. And so I was like, I will give this Winter Soldier a try. We got Wilson Fisk on the cover, and nice. Bucky's like, oh no, I just polished my arm. Don't do that. And so I'm just kind of curious to see like how it treats us. Hopefully it's awesome. Everything else has been great. Upon flip through, artwork looks good. Shout out to the Thunderbolts for helping keep the city safe under the rule of Wilson Fisk. What a great guy.
Just an absolute great guy. Who has a better metal arm, Colossus or Winter Soldier?
I'd say Colossus. I think he's more in tune.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad to hear that.
In addition to those, I did get a little backstock crazy. So I don't know. Did you have anything else that you wanted to lift up?
No, man, I'm good, man. I can't. What I want to lift up is checking out this back issues that you got. I love seeing back issues. Yes, dude, let's go through them, man.
Woo! All right. So
first and
foremost, I got Dracula issues 1 and 2 of a limited series. So these are Marvel. Dracula.
Who adapted those? Does it say the creator on the front?
Adapted from the novel by Bram. It is Roy Thomas, Dick Giandaro, and June Chung. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's cool. Yeah, I actually read those ones. That's awesome.
This next one was actually a customer recommendation, and we don't have all the issues, but I grabbed what I could. So Marvel, the Max Comics did a Dead of Night publication with 3 different characters. So the first one, Dead of Night, featuring Man-Thing. So it's got those cool covers. And so I got issues 1 and 4 of that. What? And these are not...
Is that Blade on that cover too?
No, so it is featuring Ted Sellis, Ellen Brandt, and Digger. Digger is the character name. So I am not familiar with those characters. I'm trying to get more into like the horror side of Marvel a little bit, and so just wanted to dig into some of these roots and read and learn, and I'm just excited.
Yeah, educated.
Dead of Night, issue number 2. This is the Devil Slayer one. Again, not familiar, not sure what I'm getting into. I'm here for it.
Yeah, me too.
But the main one I was looking for was this Dead of Night Werewolf by Night. Explicit content. So I have the final issue, issue 4. These are very... you can either get them for sets for over $100 on eBay, or you can like check out like my comic shop only had 2 of the 4, and so I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna scoop these up. I called our Lincoln store, they didn't have it. I called Granite City Comics, and they were like, we just sold a set over the holidays. So I was kind of bummed about that.
Well, great, yeah, scoop that up, yeah. Especially if my comic shop doesn't got it, they got everything.
Up next, more Werewolf by Night. I have to cover the price tag for this number 1. But we have Werewolf number 1. This was actually a 4-issue run, so here is 2 through 4.
Nice.
So looking forward to reading that. Let's see what else. We talked about Blade, so I actually have a Blade. This is a thicker issue. It is called Undead by Daylight, but it actually is just reprints of some of the old literature. I just wanted to get my hands on some of the stories, just to learn a little bit more. Yeah, just to learn more about that, the relationship. What else do I got here? God. Oh, Sergeant America recommendation. I probably should have lifted this one up. The Heathens from Aftershock. This is issue 2. It came out a couple weeks ago. If you guys are interested in a bunch of not so nice people killing bad people to earn redemption, this is the book for you, and it's actually has a lot of charm and delight. I just read issue 1 this morning, and I can't recommend it enough. It was fantastic.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
Other than that, that's pretty much all of the books of interest. Oh, I got a couple more. Marvel Age is kind of an interesting mag that they did.
That's a magazine.
So, Rise of the Midnight Suns highlight, so just wanted to scoop that up. I found this Marvel Mangaverse Ghostwriters with Werewolf, Hellstrom, I'm assuming, and Ghost Rider on there. And so it's just total trippy, I'm so excited about it. And this last one I saw randomly, Fantastic Four Roast.
Yes, dude.
I am here for that. So I am really excited to read that. I held it up to John. I was like, no way. And he was like, oh yeah. And I'm like, I'm totally getting that. So I'm really, really excited to read that. The only other thing I'll lift up is this Hercules album cover. Hercules is definitely my go-to guy, and I love what I've read so far. Shout out to the Comic Book Bears for the gift of all the Hercules books, because that was just a blast to read through.
Dude, yeah, Hercules is the man, and John Gabris, the actor, should be playing Hercules in the Marvel movies. Just getting that campaign out there, letting everybody know.
The only other thing I'll lift up, this Wolverine Max cover just really popped for me. So it's like just beautiful color, simple with the white palm trees. And so John was like, yeah, you can scoop that up if you want. I was like, yeah. So I have no idea what I'm getting into. Of course, I'm going to read it, but looking forward to it. Aaron coming in for the win. That roast issue is hilarious, he says. Our comments are doing that thing again where it cuts off. That's annoying. But thank you, Aaron. Yes, I just saw it and died and was like, yes. You guys, this morning I read about 20 books. I posted reviews on all of them because one of it was a 9-issue Morbius run that I had read. So when I say 20, it wasn't too bad, but yeah, it was still a lot of books.
Still, that's still a lot of books, man. That's a good chunk to get through. Nice reading, man.
Yeah. So I have my work cut out for me, but that is that.
Cool, man. Well, excellent, man. It's fun hanging out, John. I always love seeing you on a Wednesday night. Get to kick it for a little while.
Heck yeah. Sleepy, thank you so much for tuning in. We are just wrapping up here, but good to see you, and hopefully all is well on your side of the world. And I still need to get out there so we can go do a convention together and get into some trouble. Shop hard and be awesome and get all the autographs and stuff. So
exactly.
But yeah, that's it.
Well, hell yeah, people. Get out there, get your issues. Saga. It's back, everybody. Biggest news in comics.
Oh, thank you, Sleepy. He's liking our t-shirts. Yes, hot off the press, baby.
Right.
So we're gonna get some rad designs. I have some thoughts, and it's gonna be amazing. but Tom killed it. And so these are the prototypes, and we are loving it. So,
Yeah.
and I'm glad you guys that the text is all the right way, because we were concerned. I was paranoid. My camera's backwards on my side, but that's just because that's my view. Yeah.
That's right.
Well, we'll go ahead and shut it down then. Tom, any last minute wisdom or anything that you want to?
Dude, none at all, man. It's fun hanging. Those are some good books, and we'll see you guys in a week, man.
Heck yeah. Well, you guys, as always, we are Comic Book Look, proudly sponsored by Rainbow Comics in the Sioux Falls area. Stop by and say howdy on 42nd in Minnesota. Lincoln, Nebraska has a store as well at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Square. So say howdy there too. We are John and Tom, co-host of A Comic Book Look. Find us on the socials at @John on Demand on Twitter and Instagram. And for Mr. Tom, it is at Tom Studevine for both as well.
That's right, for everything, everywhere.
Right. Huzzah. And if you are watching this through YouTube, please join our Facebook group. Continue the conversation that way. We love getting to connect with our viewers and just talking and geeking out and having a good time. So until next time, we will see you in February, which is crazy to see. And hopefully we'll have some more, just crazy backgrounds and stuff coming up. More books to talk about. It's an exciting start to the year. And thank you guys for being with us. So we will see you next time. And I can't leave you hanging. You got to keep it comics for sure, man.